What's going on, YouTube? It's been a while since I've made a video, but I just wanted to make this video just to kind of discuss what it's like to now play guitar not needing things like an amplifier, specifically a tube amplifier. Really just kind of devolving everything down to, like a laptop with a good audio interface and some good plugins. So the audio interface that I use is, I use the Apollo equipment. I have a Apollo X4 upstairs in my actual home studio, and then I have a little kitchen set up because, as a dad, I have to be present when my kids are down here. And sometimes, they'll be watching a movie while they're eating lunch, and I have my little kitchen set up, and I'll show you what that looks like right here. So yeah, pretty much I got my case covering my laptop. But yeah, pretty much I have my Apollo Aero, which is just a, single, I think it's just got one channel. I feel like this is really geared toward just the at-home kind of gigging guitarist, just want to jot some ideas down. And you may see that I got a couple of pedals in front of the interface. And that's also something I wanted to highlight, that I know there's been some people out here that kind of might disagree with this method or say that there's, another piece of gear that you need in between the interface and the pedals, such as a DI box, a reamp box or whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong there in what I said with that. But the Aero, so when you use UAD's console, which is software that comes with the Apollo interface, you can use one of their amp plugins. For example, the Marshall Plexi Classic, which is one of my favorites. It actually comes already free loaded in with any UAD Apollo software or hardware that you buy. Put that amp in the Unison slot on the console, and then literally just plug into like a good overdrive pedal. Like I said, like what I have, I'm using the EQD Tone Job. It's kind of like a boost. And then I have the AC Plus by Exotic, which is, one of my all-time favorite overdrive pedals. And I literally run that into the amp, and it just sounds amazing. I mean, I could not believe my ears. And even just to sit here and just, mess around on guitar, I mean, you couldn't get any better. Well, I mean, I'm sure you could, but just for what I have here and what I'm working with, I mean, this is as good as it gets, in my opinion. And feel free to disagree with me on that. And I'm also using these the IK Multimedia iLoud little studio monitors. So essentially with this setup, what I can do is I can literally pack all this stuff up into my backpack, take it with me wherever I want, and be able to write, record, play guitar, do whatever, and it's a great way to, just always be on the go. Like I always remember reading interviews from way back when, I think when Guitar magazine was still a magazine, and Dimebag Darrell, he was, God bless his soul, he was still alive. This was back in '96. He was doing an interview saying that he used to bring around a Tascam portable, I think 2x4 or 4x4, and he would carry it in his pocket, and just anytime something would strike, any idea or anything, he would pull that out and record it and have that idea. This is kind of the same thing, maybe not that simple, but to be able to just anywhere I'm at, like if I'm at work and I want to, so I'm in the Navy, I got my own office on the ship, and whenever we deploy, I can just bring this stuff, set it up, and do whatever. So yeah, that's the beauty of it. But the thing that I want to highlight is you can really get good high quality tones, in my opinion, without having to have thousands and thousands of dollars of gear, pedals, boutique amps. Maybe if you want to have a nice guitar, but I mean, there's so many tone shaping possibilities, modelers and plugins and things like that, that really, I mean, unless you're, years trained mastering studio mixing engineer, that you can literally hear every single little nuance of tone. I mean, honestly, if you're just, the average guy like me, just looking for good sounds, man, I mean, you can really achieve a lot with very little and not having to spend tons of cash on gear, Yeah, I know I did spend a pretty penny on this Mayones, but by the way, a little shout out to Mayones. I got the Regius 7 string, one of the best guitars I've ever played. Just as far as how it feels, it's one of the guitars I cannot put down. But anyhow, yeah, I mean that. So I may have splurged on that a little bit, but aside from that, I mean, as long as you got a good working laptop PC, something with a good sound card, and then you got a good interface, you're pretty well set. I've even downloaded some of the Neural DSP plugins. So I have the Soldano, which I also frequently use here. And I still run through my UAD Aero with the pedals, and it blows my mind how great it sounds. So I think that you can achieve a lot with very little and get good sounds. Um, Feel free to disagree with me, or if you have any input or any other suggestions, I'd be happy to hear them. Put them in the comments below. But aside from that, that's it. You guys have a good one.